Hi there, I'm Amazon from Gladiators. I'm Sky's Green Gladiator, and I've also been working with Global Action Plan, who are Sky's environmental charity partner. Between Series 1 and Series 2 there have been quite a lot of changes put in place. Global Action Plan actually advised Sky on ways to reduce their carbon emission, which they've managed to do by 35%, and different measures were put in place which included changing all the lighting to LED lighting. They reduced the air conditioning and the heating. All lights were turned off at the end of the day, and people were certainly ensured that that took place. There were other environmental things put in place as well. We had recycling bins throughout the studios. Everyone was supplied with a reusable water bottle to reduce the amount of plastic water bottles that were used and thrown away. And I even heard that the burger van outside, instead of using petrol or diesel, they actually used their fried oil, which they'd used to make their burgers, to run their vehicles off. So I found that quite interesting. Well, I was always very active, even from being a young child, and I suffered with asthma, quite severe asthma as a youngster, and my parents always encouraged me to get into sport, and my doctors encouraged me to get into sport as a way to combat that, and I think that's another reason why I've had an interest in the medical profession as well. I also come from a sporty family, got a brother and a cousin who played football professionally, and my dad was a keen cricketer, so I think encouragement from family, and it's something that I've always enjoyed as well. I've done sport because I enjoy it, not because I've been forced to do it, or so. Kids follow the example of adults, and I think that the responsibility lies somewhat with the parents, with the attitudes at school. I think if kids see the parents being active, as I did, my family were very sporty. Sport was something that was always incorporated in my life from the beginning, and it was never really something that I saw as a chore to get out there, to get in the gym, to play sport. It was just something that I always got into and enjoyed, and so it was a fun thing. So I think there is a responsibility lies with the adults to encourage the kids to get away from the computers, get away from the TV, and get out and get muddy in the fields like I did. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Amazon from Gladiators, and I've got Jenny from Global Action Plan to give me a hand, and we're going to talk you through how a wormery works. So here's a wormery here, and you'll see there are several different layers, and when you get to the bottom, that's when you get the good stuff. So how it starts, if we take off the lid, and the top layer is where we put in our organic waste. So I've got some organic waste here. So organic waste is any vegetable, fruit peelings, any raw foods really, eggshells, tea bags, coffee grounds. They're not keen on citrus fruits, but pretty much anything else can go in there. And that's the nice fresh stuff for the worms to get started on. And then once they've managed to mulch it down from there, what you'll see is the next stage, which is the tub underneath. We'll just move that one across. And in here you can see that we're now starting to get some nice compost, and if we move it around you'll see that there are hundreds of worms in there, all having a good munching it all up. Okay. And then what we can do is lift off this layer.
Get that lid out of the way.
And you'll see that we're down to our next stage, and this is the stuff that's pretty much ready to be used as compost. So what we can do here is scrape some of the top stuff away, try and leave as many of the worms in there as possible. Let's just pull them out. And then this is our nice harvested worm compost, which we just store in this container over here. And that's ready to go on your garden, in your plants, or to use where you feel necessary. In addition to our compost, what we also have from here is our worm juice, which is again a very, very, what's the word?
Very good fertiliser, natural fertiliser.
Okay, and then if we just turn the tap here, we should hopefully, there we go. Lots of worm juice, which is actually worm wee. Make sure you label your tubs, because you don't want anyone picking that up thinking it's, I don't know, apple juice, blackberry juice. Not nice. Hopefully we'll be able to get a bit more out of there. There we go. So there you go. That's Amazon's quick guide to a wormery. I've always been quite environmentally friendly anyway. I've been quite passionate about the environment, but I've been working closely with Global Action Plan, and they've helped me to green my life much further. So some of the things I've taken on board, I've changed all my light bulbs to energy efficient light bulbs, which is actually saving me quite a bit of money as well. Turned my heating down a little bit, realised that by turning your heating down 1 or 2 degrees you make massive savings and reduce your carbon footprint massively. I've made some changes in the supermarket, so looking at the food that I buy, trying to buy organic food where possible, food that's local where possible, and also food that's seasonal, and reduce packaging and processed foods as much as possible too. I've been much better with my recycling than I have been previously, and I'm getting a composter set up at home as well, so that I can reduce the waste that I send to landfill even further. A few more adventurous things I've done: I'm having a vegetarian day a week to reduce the meat that I eat, to reduce the impact on the meat industry. I've started making some of my own cleaning products, which has actually been much better than I thought. They're actually pretty good. Appetite for Action is a competition in primary schools throughout the country, and it's something that encourages kids to learn about the environment and make associations between the food that they eat, the food that they waste, and the effects that it has on the environment. It's a very positive competition. There are great prizes as well, and I think it's just great for kids to get involved at an early stage to understand the environment and see what a difference they can make themselves.